A solar panel, or photovoltaic panel, is a panel made of solar cells. Solar cells are the essential component by which light is converted into electrical energy, and they're usually made up of crystalline silicon. Each solar panel usually contains from 32 up to 96 solar cells. Depending on the way solar cells are made, solar panels are categorized as polycrystalline, monocrystalline, or thin film. The first two categories, which are the most common types of solar panels, are made of crystalline solar cells. The third category, thin film, is made of amorphous silicon. Apart from the typical framed solar panel, there are also other types of products that can be used in residential applications. Frameless solar panels have been on the market for more than a decade. Also, solar shingles and solar tiles, popularized by the Tesla solar roof, are two types of products that are becoming more popular among residential applications because they combine the technology of solar panels with aesthetic integration into the house. Solar cells produce electricity by converting the tremendous solar energy that the Earth receives every day in the form of sunlight, and more specifically in the form of photons. Most typical commercial solar solutions convert sunlight to electrical energy at an average efficiency of 3 to 17%. If we could break the sunlight into the smallest possible pieces, we would get photons. So photons practically are the smallest possible energy packets of sunlight. First of all, the top layer of solar cells have an anti-reflective coating, which helps them collect as much light as possible. Right below, we have the main layer of a solar cell, which is basically a sandwich of two silicon layers. These two layers are specially treated, so that the upper layer has a surplus of electrons, while the bottom layer has a shortage of electrons. What is needed for the extra electrons to move from the upper to the bottom layer is a little bit of extra energy, and that energy is provided by the photons, when the sunlight hits the solar cells. When the solar panels are exposed to light, electric current is generated. In order to have a complete system that will produce electricity for your home, you need the following components: solar panels, solar panel mounting structures, an inverter, an electrical panel with the necessary switches and circuit breakers, DC and AC electrical cables, and the power meter. The solar panels generate electricity when they are exposed to light. More specifically, they generate DC electrical current. But in order to use the electricity produced by the solar panels, we need to have AC electrical current, alternating current, which is the type of current used by your home and by the power grid. So we need an inverter. An inverter converts the DC electricity generated by the solar panels into the alternating current. The solar panels are connected to the inverter not one by one, but in groups that are called strings. In order for the AC electrical current to be distributed to the grid or to the house, an electrical panel with the necessary switches, circuit breakers, and wiring must be installed, while a power meter is used to measure the electricity produced from the installed photovoltaic system. Generally, residential solar systems are separated into two main categories: off-grid and on-grid. In the case of an off-grid system, the electricity generated by the solar system will be used to cover 100% of the electrical usage of a home, since the house is not connected to the electrical grid, the power company, at all. This can be accomplished by using large batteries that will store any extra electricity produced during the day. The main disadvantage of an off-grid system is its cost, since the use of batteries increases the cost about 20 to 30% compared to an on-grid system. Many jurisdictions do not allow you to operate your residence off-grid, so you'll have to check. In an on-grid system, the house where the solar panels are installed is connected to the main power grid. Electricity generated by the solar panels can either cover the electrical needs of the house, or when you produce more electricity than needed, it's sent to the power grid. This leads us to net metering. With net metering, your monthly electricity bill is calculated both ways, based on the net of your overall energy consumption and the monthly output from your solar panels. If you're producing more energy than you're using, the utility company will actually pay you. For example, if your solar panels have overproduced 3,000 kilowatt hours on sunny days and you have consumed 4,000 kilowatt hours from the grid on dark nights, you will get billed only for 1,000 kilowatt hours. In some cases, net metering policies actually pay a higher rate for the electricity that's produced from your solar panel system than what you pay to purchase the electricity from the grid. A true renewable energy source. Reduce your electricity bill and provides insurance against rising power prices. Low maintenance cost. Financial incentives from the government. They operate quietly with no moving parts and emit zero pollution. They have a long service life and reliability in operation. Initial costs, but marginal cost drops to zero once the price of installation is paid off. Weather dependent, so it is an intermittent energy source and cannot be relied on in critical applications. Energy storage systems to smooth demand and load like the Tesla Powerwall are expensive.